Hello friends, welcome back to our course Mechanics of Solid. This is lecture number 11 and today we will discuss about the relationship between elastic constant. Elastic constant means E Young's modulus, G modulus of rigidity and K bulk modulus. Okay, we will see relationship between E, G and K and also we will solve some numerical problem. To find out relationship between elastic constant, we should first know what is bulk modulus K. If three mutually perpendicular stresses of equal intensity are applied to a body, initial volume V as shown in figure, this initial volume, okay. Then the ratio of direct stress to volumetric strain is known as bulk modulus. If all direction stress value is same, here is written as small p. You can also write as small sigma also, no problem. If you want, you can write sigma like that. If same amount of stress will be act from all sides, then direct stress sigma divided by volumetric strain EV is known as bulk modulus. Usually bulk modulus is applicable mainly to fluid problem with pressure intensity sigma in all direction up. Okay. So here you got the bulk modulus formula and we know that volumetric strain equal to EV equal to, we have already discussed this one in lecture number 2, sigma 1 plus sigma 2 plus sigma 3 in bracket 1 minus 2 mu divided by E. If sigma 1 equal to sigma 2 equal to sigma 3 equal to sigma, then we can write as like this. We can write the formula like this. Here sigma is compressive, so we should take minus sigma when you put in the formula. Here put minus sigma 1 minus 2 mu divided by E. So 3 1 minus 2 mu, same here 1 minus 2 mu, and 3 why? Because 3 sigma is there, 3 sigma, and all 3 will be minus 3 sigma 1 minus 2 mu divided by E, that is volumetric strain, and you put the value on formula of bulk modulus. So we will get K equal to minus rho, already given us, minus sigma, you can write minus sigma divided by this formula minus 3 1 minus 2 mu sigma by E. This E will go upside, so you can write here like this, this minus and this minus will be plus, so we will get E 1 minus 2 mu, 3 is also here, 3K 1 minus 2 mu. This is one relationship between Young's modulus E and bulk modulus K. This is important, note down. Second, we should go to find out relationship between E and G. E means Young's modulus, G means shear modulus. Consider a square element ABCD under the action of a simple shear stress tau, as shown in figure. Here, this one is reverse, okay? Here, in this way. The resultant distortion of the element is shown in figure B. Due to this type shear stress, body will deform in this way because shear stress acting on this direction. No, so it will try to move this side and it will go inside like this. However, for convenient sake, the side AB may be considered to be fixed as shown in figure C, and angle alpha is extremely small. Angle phi is and angle phi extremely small, CC dash and D dash can be assumed to be arc. Let C is perpendicular on the diagonal AC dash. Okay. If this is free, body will deform in this way. If we assume that AB is fixed and we are applying shear stress on this direction, it will be deformed in this way. Okay. Only to solve the problem, we write in this way. So here phi by 2, phi by 2. So here we can write as phi. Phi is very small. Then here this will be 1 and this will be 1. Both will be equal. Okay. And CE we write perpendicular to the AC dash. AC deformed to AC dash and we draw a perpendicular line C to E on line AC dash. Okay. And here this angle phi is very small. So this is phi 45. Okay. This may be also equal to 45, near to 45. Let's go to the next slide. Linear strand of diagonal AC can be approximately taken as strand equal to AC dash minus AC dash, that is AC dash here, final length of diagonal AC, origin length here. So here AC dash minus AC divided by AC. Clear? EC dash divided by AC, we got CC dash cos 45. How it came? EC dash, here you see, here EC dash this one, and AC here to here, this one AC. We need to find out that value. Here this 45 angle. Okay, so 45 angle, due to that you can say cos 45 equal to AB divided by AC. So AC equal to how much? AC equal to AB divided by cos 45. Clear? Here this is 45 angle, near to 45, so we can assume 45. So cos 45 it here equal to EC dash divided by CC dash. So from here EC dash we can find out EC dash equal to CC dash cos 45. Okay, EC equal to, we wrote as CC dash cos 45 and AC equal to AB divided by cos 45. Then here CC dash, this is deformed like this. No, I am drawing once again here. A, B, C, C dash, and this is angle phi. We know that shear strength phi equal to CC dash divided by BC. Okay, and AB equal to BC. AB equal to BC, because this is square shape. So here we should write like that. Here in place of CC dash we can write as phi BC. Cos 45 already there. This cos 45 will go upside, so it came square. This AB equal to BC, so we write BC. That equal to pi by 2. How it came? Cos square 45 equal to 1 by 2, because cos 45 equal to 1 by under root 2. Cos 45 equal to 1 by under root 2. So cos square 45 equal to 1 by 2, and this BC will be cancelled. So we got strength E mu equal to 5 by 2, but modulus of rigidity G equal to, we know that G equal to shear stress divided by shear strength phi. So phi equal to tie by G, we can put here. So it will be E equal to tau by 2G. And one more thing you should know, if shear stress acting on two perpendicular planes, then planes at 45 are subjected to tensile stress magnitude equal to that of the shear stress, while the planes at 135 are subjected to compressive stress of the same magnitude with no shear stress on that plane. Magnitude with no shear stress on this plane. Thus, plane AC and BD are subjected to tensile and compressive stress respectively, each equal to tau in magnitude. Like this, if shear stress will be act on this way, then on AC there will be tensile force at 45 degree angle, and at 135 degree on this one 135 degree that will be compressive, because it is also trying to push inside, this is also trying to push, so it will be compressive, this will be tensile, and amount of tensile and compressive force will be tau only, same as shear stress. Same thing we will use here. Hence linear strain in diagonal AC. On diagonal AC, if I draw the diagram, and here and here A, B, C, D, this is tensile force tau and this is compressive force tau. So we know that strain equal to, the better I should write in this way, sigma 1 by E minus mu sigma 2 by E. It's clear? We already discussed this one during volumetric strain and during Poisson's ratio already discussed. Same thing here, in place of sigma 1 write tau, in place of sigma 2 write tau, we will get this formula. But one is compressive, sigma 2 is compressive, so we will write compressive means negative tau. From that we got strain mu equal to tau by E 1 plus mu, and previous slide we got this formula. We can write as this equation number 1. Here we got epsilon equal to tau by 2G, and here we got epsilon equal to tau by E 1 plus mu. If you add both from both equation, both are epsilon, so both we can equate as 1 and 2. Tau by 2G equal tau by E 1 plus mu. From that we got this formula. Okay, and initially we have already solved this formula. From these two equations we can find out relationship between E, G and K. If question asks find out relationship between E and G, you need to solve this one. If question asks find out relationship between Young's modulus and bulk modulus, we should solve this one. Initially we solve first slide. So we can write as in this way. Now from equation, this equation A and equation B, better we write in this way. From equation A, 1 plus mu equal to E by 2G, and if you multiply it, this 2 will come this side, so 2 plus 2 mu equal to E by G. From equation B, this one, and this one from equation A, 1 minus 2 mu equal to E by 3k. If you add this equation C and equation D, C plus D, we will get 3 equal to E, both the E are common, in bracket 1 by G plus 1 by 3k. Why here this 2 mu and this 2 mu will cancel because one is minus, one is positive. Okay, from that we got this one. If you solve, you will get in this way. Some places you may see this formula as 3 by E equal to 1 by G plus 1 by 3k. Some places you may see in this way also. Okay, but better you should remember this one. Why? Simply you can remember. Simple method to remember this one is simply say 9 kg divided by 3 kg. 9 kg divided by 3 kg and 1 plus here. Simply you can remember 9 kg should be upper side, 3 kg should be lower side, and that way you can remember. This is not a scientific reason. It is simple how to remember this one. Simply say 9 kg divided by 3 kg. No confusion. And you add 1 plus here. Here also you can remember very simply. We have already discussed in lecture number 2 also. Here, how we can remember these two formulas. One is this one, first, second and third. Third one is simple, 9 kg divided by 3 kg. How we can remember first one? E 2g1 plus mu. This simple remember how to remember. Okay, there is no scientific reason. If you are writing 2g, we are adding plus here. If you are adding 3k, we are doing minus here. Like that you can remember. Okay. If 3 is coming, we are putting minus. If 2 is small, we are putting plus. Like that you can remember. Okay. There is no scientific reason. Let's solve one problem. A bar of 25 mm diameter is tested in tension. It observed that when load is 60 kN is applied, the extension measured over a gauge length of 200 mm is 0.12 mm and contraction is in diameter is this one. Find the Poisson's ratio, elastic constant E, G and K. Load value given as P 60 kN, so 60,000 Newton. Area we can find out from diameter pi by 4 d square. Area equal to pi by 4 25 square equal to 156.25 pi mm square. Length is given as 200. Change in length is given as del equal to 0.12. Change in diameter is given as 0.0045. Okay, all are given data. Linear extent equal to change in length divided by original length. So 0.12 divided by 200. Lateral extent equal to change in lateral dimension divided by actual lateral dimension. So change in diameter divided by actual diameter. From that we got this is lateral strain. But one is negative and one is positive, not written here. So Poisson's ratio equal to lateral strain divided by linear strain. Simple, we got the mu. Poisson's ratio got it. Then we should write this formula. From this formula we can find out Young's modulus. Okay. Del equal to PL divided by AE. Del equal to 0.12. P is given as 60,000, L 200, area E. E only unknown here, so we can find out E value. Now we will use relationship between E and G. From that we can find out G value. Clear? Mu here. Then we need to find out K. We have relationship between E and K. E Young's modulus E equal to 3K 1 minus 2 mu. From that we can find out K value. K is bulk modulus and G is shear modulus. Let's go to another one problem. A circular rod of 25 mm diameter and 500 mm long, diameter given us, length given us, is subjected to a tensile force T given us 60 kN. Determine the modulus of rigidity, bulk modulus, change in volume, if Poisson ratio given us 0.3, mu given us, E value given us. How we can find out that one? We need to first write all the formula, that is one thing. So before that, write all given data. Diameter D equal to 25 mm, L length equal to 500 mm, force P equal to 60 kN, Poisson ratio mu equal to 0.3, Young's modulus E equal to 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per mm square. We have a relationship between E, G and mu and K. From this formula only we can find out Poisson's ratio. In this formula, two are unknown, G and mu are unknown. In this formula, K and mu are unknown. Okay. No, mu is given us. Poisson is given us. We need to find out modulus of rigidity, bulk modulus, change in volume. So mu is known value. So in here G unknown, here K unknown. From these two equations we can find out G and K. After finding that one, after finding G and K, we need to find out longitudinal stress P by A, that is stress value, area pi a 4 25 square, this diameter. Okay, this is in this way, no? P is acting here. Lateral strain equal EY equal to mu EX. We know that this one, and EZ equal to mu EX. How it came? From definition of Poisson ratio, mu equal to lateral strain divided by linear strain. From this formula, and this will be negative because lateral will be negative and linear will be positive. So we should add here negative. From that only we got lateral strain EY equal to minus mu EX and EZ equal to minus mu EX. From that we will find out volumetric strain, because volumetric strain EV equal to strain in all three directions, EX plus EY plus EZ. But here EX is common for all three. Here if you put value of mu and EX already calculated, here EX, this one, linear strain, stress divided by E, already calculated, this one EX. So put EX value here 1 2 mu. From that we got volumetric strain. Complete. It asks modulus of rigidity, here G, bulk modulus K, and change in volume EV, mu V. All clear? Thank you very much.